So what's up, bro? This wouldn't be as long of a video as the previous one, and if you did watch the whole previous video, respect to you, bro, respect to you. You're exactly the type of person I'm looking for with this YouTube channel, to start a community. So yeah, respect. I'm here to collect you. No silence for here. So today's video is how to turn invisible using refraction. So the story is that I was sitting in my class 12 physics board exams, and there was this question on the question paper. A glass slab was immersed in water, and you had to find like the refractive index of the whole system, something in terms of that. And I had this idea while solving that question that wait, when you put a glass in water, when you put a glass slab in water, it feels almost as if the glass is not there. The glass feels invisible. The glass seems invisible. Now, why is that? It's mostly because of two things. First, now we see objects by light they reflect, and the glass is transparent because most of the light gets refracted through, and some of the light gets reflected back, which allows me to see the glass. Now, when a glass is immersed in water, what happens is that the light which would have reflected back actually gets absorbed in water, so it doesn't reach back. The only light that gets reflected back to me is the water one, or the refraction one, or the one which has been refracted. So what happens is that as I put a glass slab in water, the angle of we know the angle of refraction depends on the ratio of refractive index. Sin r equals sin I times n2 on n1. So what I can do is I can make n2 and n1 almost close enough, almost same, so r would be very less or almost equal to I, so it would feel as if it wasn't even refraction, it just passed through it. And since the difference between mediums is not much, the reflected light would actually be absorbed in the medium itself, in the outer medium itself. This is exactly what happens in water. Water's refractive index is 1.33 and glass is 1.5. So the light that is reflected by glass almost gets absorbed into water. So it feels as if it's impossible. Seems as if it's not even there. Did you get the reference? Condoms. So the diagram. This is air, this is water, this is glass. Incident light 30 degrees, 22.08 degrees, then I can't actually see it, whatever. It was like 19 or 20 degrees. Yeah, this is how it reflects. So now the light that is reflected by glass actually gets absorbed here, as you can see. So impossible for me to see the glass within. So the idea was, okay, if I want to make something invisible, maybe a red color or a blue color glass invisible, what I can say is that what I can do is I can make its boundary with an object that is just close, just a little less than the refractive index of the object, and I keep on doing that. Like this, I represented color with the refractive index. So suppose this is the object I want to make invisible. I make its boundary little less refractive index than this one, then a little less, then a little less, then a little less. As you can see, it almost gets whiter, representing that the refractive index becomes almost equal to 1 or equal to the air's refractive index 1. Air's refractive index. So the center object, so according to my theory, the center object and these inner layers would almost feel invisible to the human eye. So the object would just disappear to me. it would feel invisible. So how do I turn a human invisible? I was thinking, as I was solving the paper, I was thinking to myself, maybe there is an oil that I can apply uh, all all on my body, so which is just equal or nearly equal to the refractive index of my body, and then keep on doing it just like this, just like this previous cube, until I turn invisible. And I was really happy about the idea because I was in the exam and the stress was high. I thought this idea was really cool, and I don't have to do any much of any. I wouldn't have to do much to turn myself invisible. It seems like such a simple way to turn invisible. It felt like such a simple way to turn invisible. But as with all ideas, when I discussed it with my friends, I realized that wait, humans are opaque. Opaque substances don't have a refractive index because they don't refract, they only reflect. So it's not possible to actually do it. It's not possible to turn a human invisible because humans are opaque, and opaque objects can't be turned invisible. It would be like I wrap. Suppose I have a cube, and suppose I have this cuboid, I can say, yeah, and I wrap it with, say, this. I can't wrap it actually, but say I insert it within this. So here it has turned invisible, but that's not exactly the invisible I want. I can still see this, right? I can still see this. Yeah, sure, the cuboid is within this, and I can't see the cuboid, but that's not the point of becoming invisible. So yeah, I was devastated, bro. I was devastated, but it's okay. Maybe if I wanna disappear or make some thick liquid invisible, thick translucent and liquid invisible, I can use this method, but I don't know. So yeah, this was it for the video, guys. This was a short one. I just made it to buy some time for the next video, which would be probably a long one.